to the live for the new catalog. I'm Melissa Thomas from C2C Stamping, and I totally did not mean to have the camera facing me, but that's okay. It's good for you to see me every once in a while. I'm going to see if I can flip us around. Okay, good. I panicked and was trying to get us flipped around. So, okay. We are going to dive into the new catalog for this summer. So, you might have heard that Stampin' Up! Is no longer doing an annual catalog. Instead, we're doing three smaller catalogs throughout the year. It's actually, I think, good for us because we can keep up with what's current. And we kind of, we had these items and then we never looked back at them once the, new catalog came out. So for me, I think it's great. We'll keep things fresh. There's a lot of great resources in the back. There's a really good index. There's also still sections about like all of the colors and all the color collections. There's still information about the new in colors, which I'll show you a lot of today. All of the tools and the inks and everything is all back here. Things that are new are marked with an N, which is great. So you can kind of see what's new, what's going on. Same here with like embellishments and adhesives. So that's great because we've got some consistency from catalog to catalog. So those things are going to be the same. And then we get into some of the new product. This is mix and match. And then there's all the new designer series papers, which I am doing a paper party and paper share for it'll actually be Thursday, June 4th. So it gives me some time to like order and package and prep everything. But because there's 10 new papers, we'll be doing 10 cards. So you're going to get 10 free card packs along with a fourth of all of the papers, which is really, really nice. So I'm hoping that you are interested in that. And it also includes some of the embellishments as well, all the new embellishments. And then, of course, there's the embossing folders and the punches, all of the dies. So it's nice that there's some consistency from catalog to catalog. I think it's going to be pretty easy to go through. And then there's a section with stamps and there's a section, so these are like standalone stamps. There's a section with bundles. What's nice is that the stamps and the bundles, you'll see samples, new samples for each one. So, for instance, there's a sample for this one that comes from here, but then you'll also see it again if you go here to page 55, you'll see the same stamp set, but you'll see a new sample. So here's one sample, here's two samples, and because it's a suite, then on that page, you'll see even more samples. So, lots and lots of samples in here, which is awesome because we want to see how to use the dyes. We want to see how to use the paper. We want to see, all of the features of each of these suites. And there's some really beautiful suites. In the beginning of the catalog, we talk a little bit about new things. So there's brand new shimmer brushes, and we actually weren't allowed to pre-order these. They just came in stock, so I'm excited to give these a try. They're in all the new in colors. We did get to play with it a little bit at on stage in March, which was fun. So we got to do some flicking, and they're really really fun to play with. New 3D embossing folder. We have a new black hybrid stamp pad, and then of course we have all of our new in color pads. And we've got some what they're calling impression dies, which do both an emboss and an impression, or embossing and cutting. And there's a new impressions mat as well, or plate. So there's some fun new tools and things going on right now. Lots of advertising. The new product of the month is out. It's called Berry Vellum, I think is what the name of it. 12 by 12 sheets, full color vellum. It's gorgeous. Can't wait to get that. There's a couple of new kits out. Serene Scenes is one of them. That's exciting. And then there's a really cute birthday one that's out too. If you're brand new to the catalog, then you can check out the kind of beginners, right? Like, here's kind of what they recommend and what you should get. If you want to kind of step it up a little bit, you could get a stamp set. There's some new stamp spot assortments. So, two new assortments. They are definitely travel friendly, and I do love our spots. They stay inked forever. I don't know how, but I don't think I've ever re inked a spot. And then these are all the new suites. So there's actually 7 new full suites. Bloom Boutique, the Valley in Bloom, which is the pretty lily in the valley, Waterside Retreat, which is more like lake canoeing, fishing, scenic coast, coastal vibes, sailboats, lighthouses. Beautiful Ordinary Life is like a very pretty watercolor, and there's some butterfly imagery that goes with it, but it's really open for interpretation. Velvet Meadow is a beautiful velvet paper that's actually really, it's got a lot of tactileness to it. It's really pretty. So some of the flowers are velvet. And then Moonlit Flora is a really, really pretty paper. And I'm excited to play with that one some more. So yeah, so we've got this. Bloom Boutique is a mega suite. There's also a scrapbooking kit that goes with it. Waterside Retreat, Valley in Bloom, Life in Bloom, so a scrapbooking workshop kit that goes with that one. Scenic Coast, this is a 6x6 paper. All the others have been 12x12. Beautiful Ordinary Life, which is really pretty. And a scrapbooking kit to go with this one, which I think is really soft and pretty. Velvet Meadow, and there's an extra set of velvet papers. These are solid velvet. The DSP has like velvet flowers, but it's not solid velvet, right? It's got like texture and bumps and stuff. And these really cute flowers that go with it. Moonlit Flora, gorgeous, has all these moths on it. The paper's stunning. And there is an embossing folder for this one as well. And then we get into the bundles and some of the other things. So I'm going to show you a bunch of samples because that's really the best way. So this is actually a really pretty Lily in the Valley sample that I got from my upline. And it just shows you how pretty that paper is. And it pairs really nicely with, I think, rich raspberry, but let's see. No, blackberry bliss. Blackberry bliss. So really, really pretty. And we're going to make a card. We're going to use the new magnetic ink pads. They're so fun. So we're going to make a card in a minute, but we're actually going to make it with an online exclusive called Just Peachy. And I also used the Phrases and Frames dies. This is one of the ones that can be used with the new embossing plate. And I'll kind of show you what that looks like. There are some new large scale masks out, and they do a really pretty job. They're 12 by 12. These are actually some note cards that we got to make at on stage, and I thought they were super cute. So we like made these pieces and then we trimmed them with the big mask. And then this is the second mask. So there's a water mask, and then there's this one that has the little dots. Really, really cute. And then these are some pieces from the ephemera packs. So that was fun. The other card we got to make at on stage. Let's see if I can get it out. It's in here good. And I actually kept an extra one so I could show you. So, this is the new black and white paper. It's really fun to color with, and it's really easy to take the black and white, add a little bit of color, stamp a sentiment, and you've got a really nice card. This is the Sending Salutations stamp set, and I'm in love with this stamp set because the sentiments aren't generic, like happy birthday. They're like to a marvelous person on their birthday, right? They're just a little bit higher, a little bit more personal, I feel like. So I'm really excited about those. Speaking of that embossing mask, I use the embossing paste on Hydrangea Hue and a little bit of Golden Glow. This is the Rolling Waves die and Rolling Waves stamp set, but really fun to be able to take those pieces And it's amazing what happens when you add just a little bit of ink to them. So that's a really fun one. The Scenic Coast, such a pretty paper. My mother in law, so we had a huge swap last weekend, and we also did a shoebox swap. And so this is a really fun card, but hopefully you can see that iridescent on there. Gorgeous. We got to play a lot with the new in colors. So it's just fun to kind of see how they go together. So this is Peaceful Pine and Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, and Hydrangea Hue. So kind of neat to see all the colors and how they work together. We have a good Moonlit Flora sample here, which is cute. And then this is from Balloon Festoon, which is a super cute stamp set. I have another Scenic Coast card here, and you can see it's really pretty. The sentiments are really large and easy to read, which I like. They also have, this is really funny, Scenic Coast also has a set of dies that do almost the same thing as Rolling Waves. Rolling Waves was an online exclusive. We still have it. The sizing's a little different, the details are a little different, but I actually thought she had used the other set of dies. I didn't know this came with those dies. Let's see. What else do we have here? We have a really fun sample with the All of Flutter. And then I used All of Flutter in a class, and I'm having to find it. So this one's super cute. So everyone who places an order this month will get this card from me. And it's a fun one to see all the different colors. All right, so the cookies are ready for PTA. I'm going to leave a couple of cards with you, and I'm going to go grab the cookies. Tomorrow's teacher appreciation luncheon at school. So this is the Orchid Oasis. I know I'm going to mess the name up of this one. See, I knew I would mess it up. It's okay. Opulent Oasis. See, very close, very close. So this was really interesting to see it in two different color schemes. This is the velvet paper. So there's little velvet pieces on here, but kind of cool to see how you can use the same stamp set and get two totally different looks. All right, the cookies aren't ready. That's okay. Okay, so these two from Opulent Oasis. And then let's see. This is one of the cards featuring the new floral spray embossing folder. And then the other one is, I'm going to show how to do this one probably tomorrow night, I think. I need to see what is on tap. It'll either be tomorrow night or next week. But um, yeah, this is a really beautiful embossing folder, and you can do a lot of really fun techniques. This one on the high points, we swiped white. This one on the low points, we added color, so on the concave side, and then we swiped black across the flat. So two different techniques using two different sides of the paper, concave or convex, but fun techniques and just a beautiful embossing folder. This was fun. This is a new stamp set. And then we ran it through the embossing folder with the the stamp, the product of the month from last month, the eyelet die. Yeah. I wanted to show, okay, this cat is not ours, but I wanted to show how Golden Glow was a Halloween color. So, anyways, I thought it was funny that the cat's eyes are like golden glow. This is the eyelet, but like actually so if you haven't gotten that eyelet die from last month, it's pretty cool. And then I ran it through for my sample, and I'll show you that in a minute. There's a super cute octopus. You octopi my thoughts. In online exclusives, there is Winnie the Pooh and the Hundred Acre Woods. Definitely check this suite out. I'm going to use this for my retreat in a box in July. So if you like Winnie the Pooh, you should stay tuned because I think that's going to be really fun. This is the new cute little band aid set. I believe it's an online exclusive as well. This is actually I don't, it's not called a nameplate, but it's meant to go this way. And you could, it looks like a library nameplate, but I decided to orient it this way and then add a little piece with the sending salutations. Super fun summer splash set. I've got a couple of samples to show you. There's some gold in here. Hopefully you can see that in that Bloom Boutique. Some more all of Flutter, the beautiful black and white paper. And then this one's also Bloom Boutique, but with the March little ducky from Product of the Month. So cute. My friend Elena made this card for me, and it's just so pretty. She did such a nice job. So we are going to make a card, and I've got to find my stuff. So let me get all my stuff out here. We're gonna need some ink. We're gonna need some blocks. All right. And these are the new 26, 28 in color dots. These are super pretty, and we'll use those as well. All right, sorry, I'm back. I don't know what happened. I have no idea why my cookies just stopped cooking. So the oven turned off. All right, Just Peachy is a set that is in the online exclusives. So it's actually not in the catalog. It's kind of wild that we bring out online exclusives and a new catalog at the same time. So when you're in the online store, make sure that you're shopping just for everything new. There's two categories. There's the May to August catalog, and then there's the May online exclusives. So don't miss out because this one's super cute. I love the You Are Golden. I have a feeling that I'll be making some cute teacher cards with this one, but Just Peachy is super cute. So let's make this card really quick and make sure I've got all my pieces. So we've got some peaceful pine here, and I wanted to show you. Oh, I didn't do this. That's good. So this is the um, what's this called? Phrases and Frames dies, and hopefully you can see how like embossed that is and die cut, which is really cool. We are going to stamp the peach on here and the sentiment. Ooh, apparently I stuck everything to the bottom of here. Hmm, that's what happens when you do a fast cleanup, right? All right. So we're going to stamp our peach on here. So with the new ink pads, I would just encourage you to give it a minute, let the ink roll off of your photopolymer. And if you think it looks a little bumpy, just give it a second. It'll smooth out. And then we're going to add the greenery at the top. One, two, three. So cute. And then we're going to add the sentiment. Sending you good vibes. I have a little piece for the inside. So I'm going to stamp the rind full strength. I'm going to stamp this guy. I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp the little seeds. I'm just going to stamp them in Chris Cantaloupe as well. Super cute. All right. And then I'm going to use some of the Bloom Boutique paper. It's really, really pretty. And we're going to decorate the envelope here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. Oop, I spread glue everywhere, which is fun. So I'm just gonna. So what I like to do is I like to fold my envelope back over when I do this so that when I lay this down, I can kind of line this up with my finger and then kind of keep it open. I'll come back and trim that. And then I'm going to take the I'm going to take the Eyelet Blooms die and I want to make an embossing folder out of it. So I don't want to cut it like I did that one sample. I'm trying to just do this. So what you're going to do, the sandwich is kind of weird, but you're going to do plate 1 and 2. You're going to have your piece and then you're going to include the impressions mat, which is this kind of like jelly feeling mat. And then your plate number 4. Okay. So that's the sandwich for you. And then when you get it back, it's on there pretty tight. So you're going to have to kind of lift it. Now, I stamped off on here. So I'm probably going to have to use the B side, which is okay. It's not the end of the world. The other one I made had the A side, but that's fine because I don't think I'm going to be able to cover it. Right. Yeah, because it goes like that. No. Oh, well, that's okay. All right. A side or B side, it's still really cute and it brings a lot of texture and detail to the card. So you can kind of see that. But what I like about it is when you do the actual eyelet and you use it as a die, it does release these pieces pretty well. I will say that. But it's still kind of a pain and I'm lazy. Sorry. All right, and then we're gonna glue this down. I'm gonna glue this flat. And then I'm gonna pop the cinnamon up with dimensionals. Okay. This card would be perfect to send to a teacher trying to get through the last couple of weeks of school, or a student trying to get through their final exams, or someone who's taking maybe a certification test or graduating, right? So I think this is a really cute card. Maybe they're going through cancer treatments, right? Like this is a fun and cheerful card that you could send to almost anyone. Now, I will say I used a lot of the crisp cantaloupe dots when I originally made this card, and everybody else did too, but I kind of liked it the green ones. Thought it was kind of fun. So we're going to use the peaceful pine ones. So super fun, cute card. Hopefully, you liked making it with me. And let me know if you have questions about the new catalog. I'm really excited about all the fun things that are happening. I'll put a link to the paper party and paper share so that if you want to participate in that, you can. You need a good sentiment set. I recommend sending salutations as a sentiment set, but you can use whichever one you happen to have. It's a very good set, and you're probably going to see it a lot from me. So, all right. Well, sending you good vibes. Have a great Tuesday. Welcome to the new catalog and all that is. There is a promotion going on right now for joining Stampin' Up. If you join, you can choose $35 in free product. So, whatever other free product you want, or this is a $65 value. You can get all of the new in color ink pads, which is really exciting. So, I would vote for the ink pads, but that's just me. All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all. Talk to you.